Everybody, welcome to Creating Comics, where we're not creating comics today. We're digitally painting another assignment. Oh no! Any guesses to we should let the viewers try and guess what the assignment is. Here,
yeah, we know the assignments.
Yeah,
so that's not fair.
It's not fair. But let's continue the cookie debate. Hold on, I'm going to turn pretzel down real quick while you guys talk about cookies. Oh, you know what? I forgot to introduce everybody. I'm your host, Chad Harden. With me, as always, are... This is where you guys chime in.
Oh, I'm Ray.
I am Perry.
I am Perry, hear me roar.
Yeah, I am Perry.
Okay.
And,
there we go.
And yeah, so we were having a rather riveting discussion over cookies because I was like, hey, I'm going to be making cookies here pretty soon. And I personally really love oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. They are my favorite. And I was like, yeah, hey, Ray, I'm thinking I'm going to make a batch with oats and a batch without oats. And you were like, oh, I'll be having some of them non-oated cookies, please. And I'm like, oh, you oat hater, what's up with that? So
I just don't like
care
them.
to explain yourself?
Like I'll eat
Why?
oat chocolate chip cookies. I will not eat oat raisin cookies. I refuse to eat those. Like there's nothing wrong with the oats. It's just more unhealthy and sweeter, and you can taste more of the butter when there's not oats in there.
Ray's all about the butter.
No, I see what you're saying. Well, I mean, you know, to quote that one woman, who is she? Julia Child, I think? Meryl Streep played her. You can never have too much butter. I can't tell you how many bricks of butter we have in the freezer right now, because apparently it's French. Now, here's the thing though. I am with you on the, my family's got a weird thing for French butter. So...
Is there a difference?
I'm with you there on the... Apparently, there must be, because one's French and one's not.
Okay, alright.
I think there's something with the sea salt. It's like, I don't know, salted a special way, and it's like...
Well,
mais oui, je suis française.
I think
and it's like a d'accord.
Everything in America is cooked with plastic. So when you go outside of America, you're shocked by the non-plastic presence in food. Anywho, keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm kind of with you on the oatmeal raisin thing, but that's mainly because nearly every oatmeal raisin cookie I've had, for some reason, has cinnamon in it, and I don't like cinnamon. So,
fair enough.
I've never been I've never been a cinnamon fan. But
say cinnamon. Say cinnamon.
I know I'm saying it wrong. Cinnamon.
One's a spice.
And I know, one's a grammatical tool.
There we go, okay.
Well,
all right, okay.
Well, because here's the thing. You know, there's this TikToker that me and my mother watch, and every time he says cinnamon, he says synonym.
Okay.
And we've just started saying synonym, and I'm like, okay, it's kind of like how I don't say sandwich, I say sandwich.
Sandwich, right. Okay, like...
Because it's a sandwich.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Instead of robot, it's robot. Robot?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll forgive
So yeah, synonym.
All right.
So yeah, I don't like synonym, I never have. And for some reason, a lot of oatmeal raisin cookies, they're like, oh yeah, let's just throw some cinnamon in there. And I'm like, how dare you? If it's nutmeg, that's different. Nutmeg is good. Cinnamon, not.
I like nutmeg,
but on the... Okay, see, there is this white chocolate popcorn that I have made on occasion. Yeah.
I'm so hungry right now. I've had nothing.
Then I'm about to make your day so much worse.
Oh my gosh.
So.
Look, here's my breakfast. Uneaten, untouched grapefruit. Not even cut in half. Ay, ay, ay.
I don't know why I half expect you just like to bite it. Like rind and all.
I might.
Just like, I guess I better eat. Like, chomp. I actually did that once
like
with an onion for a theatrical performance.
There we go. Keep going. I'll peel it like an orange while you talk.
Oh, right. Oh, right. So, synonym. I can't remember where I was going with it. The point is, I like oats. I like oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. And that's fine if you want to be healthy or whatever. That's apparently what I'm doing, because you said the unhealthy thing was not to have the oats. I just like them. It might be kind of like a texture thing. I don't know. I just think they're fun. So I'm like, oh, would you look at... Okay, kind of give me the vibe of, like, a spunky grandma. I'm like, look at that. Granny still got some attitude. Good for you. And that to me is an oatmeal chocolate chip cookie. And for some reason, I appreciate that.
I love oatmeal cookies. I think they're good. I like the texture.
Yeah, like they have a fun texture to them.
Yeah. And I love dipping them in my coffee.
But I mean,
so if
I've never done that before, but that sounds pretty good.
If you go to Canada, they have a cookie there, a very famous national cookie called Dad's, and it's an oatmeal cookie, and it has chocolate chip. None of this raisin stuff. I honestly think
raisins.
Raisins are what gave oatmeal cookies their bad reputation. Because nobody likes biting into.
I think so too. Because
getting raisins.
Yeah, they were like the healthy cookie.
Yeah. Exactly. No, and there's one time, and I don't know if this story's true or not, but there was a doctor. There was a big oatmeal craze like in the 90s, early 2000s, where it's like oatmeal fights heart disease, and even Cheerios like got on board, and so this doctor was prescribing oatmeal for one of his patients, and the patient came back weighing like 50 pounds heavier, and they'd just been eating oatmeal cookies for like 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
Because oatmeal's supposed to be healthy for you, right? Anyway.
Okay, but not when you mix it with sugar and flour and butter and like vanilla.
I'm just saying.
Brown sugar.
This is what we're dealing with.
Here, Mecha Jared says, have you tried do you mean like white chocolate macadamia cookies or just like white chocolate cookies? No, the best cookies I have ever had. Here, hold up. Okay, I thought I had a message. I did not. So, the best cookies are made by my, sorry, I blanked on whether or not, like, I should say what I actually call her, or if I should just call her my grandmother. Because I call her my Obachan because she's Japanese. But I'm like, I don't know if people will know what Obachan means. So...
I can't believe that you have
you do.
Japanese grandparents.
Yeah, she is a full-blown Japanese lady, and she is fantastic. And I adore her. And she makes the best cookies. Like, oh my gosh, I have never had a cookie like hers. And I have been trying to make cookies like hers for years, and I cannot get it right. And she will not give up how she makes them. And I'm like, Hisako, I swear.
Really?
Yeah. They're like her secret recipe thing, because they're like everybody in the family goes nuts over these cookies that she makes. And I'm like, I just want to try to make them. But she's like, no, I will not tell you. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, you would think, the urge to like pass down family recipes would sort of override all that, right? I mean, she is going very strong. I think she's in her 70s, and yeah, like she's going strong. So I don't think mortality is going to hit her. Because she's like, it's my recipe, I'm gonna make them. And I'm like, okay, but cool, but what if one day I want to make them? Yeah.
Because I really do. Because, like I said, they are phenomenal. And it's like... Because, they don't even look like normal cookies. Like, they're really tall, and they are no bigger than, like, a... Yeah, they're tall, and they're, like, no bigger than a silver dollar in diameter.
What? That's so weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, they're, like, bite-sized. It's crazy. And I'm like, how do you do this? Because I have experimented time and time again with, like, adding more butter, adding less butter, adding more flour. Butter, when it melts, it kind of, like, that's what causes the cookie to spread. And the thing that holds it together is egg.
Okay.
Eggs are like a binder, I believe.
Uh-huh, okay.
So I'm like, okay, so maybe it is less butter and more flour to create, like, more dry dough kind of consistency or something. Mm-hmm. And then maybe you just chill it for a long period of time, because I think the longer you chill the dough, the less it's going to collapse. Because, like, if you bake them too quickly after you make them, because the butter already had to soften in order to make the dough, that's what causes cookies to get really flat. Because the butter just melts and they spread. So, yeah, it might just be like longer chilling time. I don't know. I've added more like cornstarch. I've added more egg yolks to give them like a more cake-like consistency. It just, oh my gosh, it's a whole thing. I've been experimenting a lot, and I swear I got so close one time.
What would you do, like, if you invented one that actually tasted better? Would you tell your grandma?
I would not tell her.
You'd be like,
no.
There you go, Grandma. You could have helped me with this,
No. But
I've developed my own, and now you're obsolete.
Hisako has been way too kind to me in my lifetime for me to do her dirty like that.
Oh.
So I would just keep that my secret.
See, I miss my grandma's cooking. I will never have turkey and noodles ever again. So.
Oh, here, I could do replacing both white chocolate cookies and white chocolate macadamia. I've had white chocolate macadamia before. That's actually my mother's favorite. Like, she loves white chocolate macadamia nut cookies. But I don't really like white chocolate, personally, because I'm like, that is fake chocolate.
I agree with you. Like, I love a little bit of white chocolate cookies, but it's more the macadamia nuts and sugar and butter than it is the white chocolate. I mean, first of all, there's no such thing as a bad cookie, right?
Yeah, there
are
is?
bad cookies.
Oh, my heck. Okay, let's hear this. What are the bad cookies?
Oatmeal raisin.
Raisins.
I'll still eat them! It's better than Raisin Bran. I mean, come on. It's still a cookie. You guys are like, they're trying to poison me.
The oatmeal raisin cookies are just nothing but disappointment.
Some strong words.
And that's where you just described my family's perception of me. I feel...
Oh,
no! Then I also hate snickerdoodles, but then, again, that goes back to the whole Simonim thing.
Oh, I love snickerdoodles. I love sugar cookies. I love cookies.
Sugar cookies.
I have issues. I need cookie help.
Why?
Because I will eat cookies till I get sick. Matter of fact, okay, so I'll give you an example. Erica made some butterscotch cookies, and I'm like, "Will you please hide these?" Good. Yeah, no, they're amazing. And I'm like, please hide these, because they'll bake 1,000 of them. Like, you should see it. There's stacks of cookies like Scrooge McDuck's vault on my counter, and they just leave them out. And they'll have like one a week. Okay, like they'll just like they'll nibble them, and I'll come in there and I'm like, and I'll eat like 5. I'll just until I'm like ready to puke, because they're huge cookies. They're cookies like this big. I'm like, you can't do this. I have no self-control. Please take these away. Are you trying to kill Dad? What's going on here?
I feel that.
I mean, do you have a life insurance policy?
They know that they're the beneficiary, so that might be the problem. They know that when I kick it, that they get everything. So
yeah. So I mean, not much way to go though.
Like, help.
I'm not saying that, like, I think your children are trying to kill you. I'm just trying to find a silver lining to the idea of your children are trying to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're just like, this is the only way I'll ever own a house. Kill Dad.
I mean, it's the 2020s. We're just out here doing the best we can.
2020s.
You guys have it.
It's the 2020s.
You guys have it so rough. I just don't. I mean, when I graduated,
I'm about to go sell a kidney.
When I graduated college,
so
I think the average price of a home was $75,000. Can you imagine if your guys' house were $75,000?
I could actually afford that.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I could afford to at least, like, put down a payment and start paying that.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, if you were married and you and your spouse both had jobs, you could afford to live. You can afford to find a house. There's no houses now. There's none. What are you going to do?
Live with Jennifer.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for the market to crash, personally.
Yeah.
Because it will happen eventually. I just got to be patient.
Like, I'm just gonna sit back and wait patiently until the world burns. How long until I get to watch the world burn?
It's just like there's literally nothing else we can do, you know?
Yeah.
There's nothing else we can do.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's going to have to be like
Lean back in my chair
or...
and think the social rapture is coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta hang in there.
Yeah. Oh, crumb. I was like, why didn't that show up? And I'm on the wrong color. I haven't digitally painted in so long.
Gotta make crepes.
Oh,
I haven't
yes,
made crepes in a while.
Yes,
Yay.
please.
Well, because so you know how Easter is up and coming?
Yes.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, today's Good Friday.
Okay.
Happy Good Friday to everybody.
Oh yeah.
What just happened? Why am I switching like unintentionally from... My iPad is not making me happy right now. I don't know what's up. Anyway,
What's it doing?
It just switches between it's almost, and I know the button on the Apple Pencil 2 is just a double tap, and it swaps you between the eraser and the pencil. But I'm not double tapping
yeah, mine does that all the time.
and it's swapping back and forth with no double tap, and I'm like, what is going on? And it just seems like ever since the new update, that's been happening more and more. So, any hoodles.
But, oh yeah, so on Easter, you know, my family does the whole ham thing.
Uh-huh.
Where like you eat ham.
Uh-huh.
Along with various side dishes. And yeah, I was thinking about it because I'm like, man, what are we gonna do with all this ham? And I was like, oh, I can make crepes. I can carve in some crepes, Monte Cristo crepes.
Okay.
And yeah, so I gotta make some crepes here pretty soon.
That sounds delicious.
It does.
Delicious.
Indeed.
Can you make some dessert crepes? Or sweet crepes?
Yeah, so well the crepe recipe that I use, like they're just versatile crepes, so you can use them for either savory or sweet crepes. Like they really don't have much of a flavor.
Yeah, they're just
so
like,
yeah,
it's like a pancake, whatever you put in it.
Yeah, so like they can really go either way. So
I'm so hungry right now that we're talking about this stuff.
This always
and
happens.
that's why I keep talking about it. Yeah.
The food porn episode. Crepes.
Ate some turmeric rice not too long ago. That was delicious.
Is that what you were making right before the
no, what I was making right before was fried rice.
That sounds delicious too. So
yeah,
now,
it's another thing that my Obachon taught me how to make.
So graduation is May 6th. Are we going to go crash the Salt Palace? And then go to I believe it's called the Bohemian. The beer
on
pretzel.
the 7th?
Yeah. Is that the plan? Because we were talking about intern day, and it sounds to me like you guys are so stressed out with projects and whatnot that it's not going to happen until after commencement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. You mentioned something about something going on at the Salt Palace on the 7th. Or like there's some kind of something going on that whole weekend.
Yeah, there's a giant art print sale. And the advertisements are all over Facebook. I think they went to like Brian Brandenburg, and they're like, okay, how do you make sure that like this advertisement shows up to every person in Utah? Because it's all over my social media feeds. Like seriously, it's I'm shocked that you guys haven't seen it.
I'm not on
it's
Facebook.
Everywhere. But okay, it's not just on Facebook. It's like Twitter and Instagram and maybe it is just Facebook. I don't know. I thought it was on the other ones, but maybe that's it. Because I'm old. Okay. Yep. Maybe. I don't know. Way to make me feel self-conscious. Thank you. That's what I need right now.
So, anyways, yeah, I mean, the 7th works for me. I'm down to spectate and whatnot.
Well,
do you have anything going on?
I don't think I don't have anything planned right now. So the 7th works for me.
Okay. I just think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something that you can go to and sell stuff at. That's what I really want to know, but I can't find any information. So, which is another reason why.
Yeah,
if it's a,
I don't know if I could have anything prepared to, sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even
if it's going to be an annual event, though, that's what I'm talking about. Like something that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go now to kind of spectate, get the lay of the kind of see how it feels, and then keep it in mind for next year.
Exactly.
Which, man, I still haven't heard back from FanX, and I'm like, why?
I'm starting to freak out. I haven't heard back from anybody. I haven't heard back from San Diego Comic-Con. I'm like, what's going on? So, and did you guys the other thing I'm freaking out about is so the official handoff from DC to Discovery, DC Comics, and it just seems to me like every time DC gets a new owner, like whoever the new owner is like, we gotta shake it up at DC. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like going, I don't know if that's even possible. I mean, they just fired like almost every, the only senior editors that I know that are still there, that were there from when I did comics, are Katie Kubert and Chris Conroy, and then the only other editor I know that's still there is Ben Abernathy. So it's like, how much more shaking up can you do? You know what I mean? Like, maybe let's not shake it. Maybe DC has shaken baby syndrome, and we need to stop shaking the DC baby. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. It's to me, I'm like, because everyone, I know what, I know how executives think. I know what, all these armchair quarterbacks think. They all find out, and then they're like, we need to do something that's going to beat Marvel. You know what I mean? I'm like, why don't you just do something that's going to be uniquely yours and well done? How about that? You know what I mean? Like, just instead of the whole, let's pull everything out and start from new. It's like, no, that's just destructive. Anyway, we'll see.
Well, that also sounds like a lot of time that you don't just spend, like restructuring and whatnot. It's like you already have something.
Exactly. Exactly. So, anywho, we'll see. I just
Jared
hope
asks,
they do well.
is Jim Lee still there?
Jim Lee is still there, but I never worked with Jim. Jim is he's almost just like a permanent icon, like, and I believe he's still in charge of publishing, which is what he did. So he has the same job. And I but as far as like comics. Like people that I worked with, like, I mean, there were a lot of people that left. Dan, big name people like Dan, and apparently Dan has a new publishing company that's coming out pretty quick here. I read. Did you guys read Bleeding Cool this morning? I read Bleeding Cool this morning, so we'll see what happens and when all those announcements come out. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Dan actually has going on. So I like Dan. I know there's a lot of people that don't, but I think the people that don't really know him and don't know that he was basically one of the people that was willing to do all the hard lifting, the heavy lifting. Like if there was bad news, Dan Dan was the person who would be like, okay, I'll handle this. I'll be the fall guy in the press. You know what I mean? And anyway, I just think a lot of people are just, he got blamed for a lot of stuff that was not, not his call. And then I think there's a lot of people that were obviously just didn't know him because he was a great supporter of everything we did on Harley, and Harley would not have happened without Dan. So if there's Harley fans out there, make sure you thank Dan one day. Be like, thank you, Dan. So anyway, I'm anxious to see what he comes out with. We'll see. But according to Bleeding Cool, that's happening pretty quick. So guys, what's the plan after graduation? Are you just going to nap for a month?
Oh my gosh, if one more person asks me that question, I don't know.
I need to find some kind of job as soon as possible.
Okay. And when and when you say job, do you mean like full-time or do you mean like freelance?
Yep. Whatever can be financially stable, because the plan after I graduate is to start saving up for a house.
Yeah.
So I need to be making at least $3,000 a month. So whether that ends up being a full-time job at the fast food place or like ideally I would love to work in the art industry. I just need something that we can count on so that we can save.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you know of any opportunities or anything.
For sure. For sure. Have you networked with some of your fellow students that I don't want to talk too much about this because I don't want to like spill beans on Twitter, but we should powwow.
Okay, I would appreciate that.
Once you guys are done,
would y'all be down to powwow after the stream?
Right? No. Get done with school. Let's get done with school, and then let's talk about like who you know and what they're doing. Because I know that you guys know that you know people like Mel Milton. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's people we can go to and talk to. Okay, and I think we need to do that. But we're not going to do it on air on Twitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not the time to have this conversation. Yes, exactly. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we've given him gloves. And we need to do a little bit of edge work here.
Yeah, I was just looking at a calendar because I was curious, and I think next week might be me and Ray Ray's last stream.
I know. I'm so sad. So sad.
Yeah.
I like you guys so much. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hey, did is Chili Chapters on here? Maybe you know what? Jared says maybe we could hire them. I've thought about that. I just don't have the money. I don't have the money. Like if I win the lottery, if we get 10 subscribers,
Oh my gosh.
Oh
my gosh.
I've thought about. I don't have the finances at the moment. I could rob a bank, but that's robbing Peter to pay Paul, and that doesn't really work.
Could rob Jeff Bezos.
I know, right? We kidnap Elon Musk.
CEO entrepreneur born in 1964. Jeffrey Bezos.
You know what's funny? Everybody knows Bezos from Amazon. Do people know that he basically invented Sun Microsystems? Like, I saw this thing the other day where they're like, these billionaires didn't do anything to deserve their money. I was like, do people know that he basically invented Sun Microsystems and his technology like helps run every server in the United States, and that's why he's rich? Like, I don't know if people get that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I haven't heard of that before, so
you didn't. You've
haven't either.
You've never heard of Sun Microsystems.
I don't research billionaires in my free time.
Well, this isn't billionaires. This is like a giant American corporation that, like I said, you know, probably runs a lot of servers around the world, not just in America, but anywho, I'm just saying so there were 3 tech giants. There was Bill Gates. Everyone knows Bill Gates because of Windows. And then there's Steve Jobs, Apple. And then there was Jeff Bezos with Sun Microsystems and Java. Okay, you've heard of JavaScript, right?
Oh, Java.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. That's Jeff Bezos. So, at least according to Malcolm Gladwell, like if I remember Outliers, the way I think I remember Outliers, then that's the case. I don't know. Maybe I should just say I don't know. Anywho, I'm just saying they did something. They didn't just wake up one day and be like, here's your millions. Billions. Here's your billions. Now, I'm not saying that maybe
Can you imagine?
the best way to spend it is to build a giant space penis, but, you know.
I was not ready for that.
You weren't ready for
that's probably the best thing I've heard all day.
Yeah, okay.
Well, because I'm used to this being family friendly.
Is space penis?
Is it ever really family friendly though?
I think space penis is family friendly, isn't? I didn't. That's not slang terminology. Can we say penis on Twitch? I hope so.
It's too late now.
Okay, all right.
I wouldn't say it's like it's bad. It's just unusual enough that most people would go,
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
like, what?
My apologies. I'm sorry. We're gonna get banned now. It's all my fault.
Oh, man. Y'all familiar with Tim Tams?
Yes! I love Tim Tams.
Have you ever slammed a Tim Tam?
I have.
It's so good!
It is. It's like an Australian...
Ray, do you know what it's... Show a Tim Tam. A Tim Tam is like... How do I explain this? Okay. So, you have like 2 kind of like chocolate cookies. They're like kind of thin or whatever. And between them is some kind of like filling. Like, I'm going to say like a cream filling kind of. And like the whole thing is dipped in chocolate.
Okay.
That's a Tim Tam. Mm-hmm. And they're rectangular. Now, a Tim Tam Slam is the proper way to enjoy a Tim Tam. Because what you do is that you take your cookie rectangle and you bite the ends off of both sides, just like a little bit, and you drink milk through the cookie.
Oh, I thought it was hot cocoa.
You use it like a straw.
I thought it was hot cocoa.
Hot chocolate milk, just like, you know, whatever your preferred fluid is.
Okay, all right.
Your fluid of choice.
Preferred fluid?
Fireball whiskey. Oh.
Yeah, you know, just whatever you're feeling.
We lost like half our viewers when I said space. Okay, I'm sorry, everybody.
Survival of the fittest.
Oh, no.
Sorry, now I want to slam a Tim Tam with some Baileys.
There you go.
That sounds really good. Some salty caramel Baileys. But yeah, because when you drink through the Tim Tam, you know, all the liquid gets like up into it and it like kind of absorbs. And it's really good.
Yes. It's delicious.
Like, they have Tim Tams at the... Let's see. I recently saw them at the Asian market, and I see them at Harmon's.
Yeah, that makes sense, because aren't they Australian? I thought they were Australian. The Tim Tams.
I don't know what they are.
I think they're Australian.
I just know that, because the only reason that I know about them was that my friend was on a mission in Japan, and he told me apparently he started self-medicating with Tim Tams. Like, being like, I don't know, a pack or two of Tim Tams like a day because he was so stressed.
That sounds like delicious therapy.
He did not have a good time.
I wish that was a real thing. Food therapy.
I mean, that could be, so you can develop, like, a healthy relationship with food.
Diabetes. I was going to say diabetes. You're like, a healthy relationship with food.
Yeah, I don't think the goal of therapy is to give you diabetes, Chad.
It would be if there's Tim Tams involved. Delicious.
And that's why you're not a therapist.
I know. Just stick to the comics. Stick to the comics.
You just weren't meant to be a medical man, and that's fine.
I am not. Okay, I need to pull up. Let's see here. Let's go. Image.
Yeah, so that's another thing we need to find for you, Ray. We need to get some Tim Tams.
Okay.
Because, like, they my favorite ones so far have been, like, the dark chocolate mint ones. Those are really good. They have just, like, regular chocolate ones. I found some caramel ones that are really good.
Yes!
Turtle. Sorry, tortoise.
You know what?
Oh.
I jokingly named him Tortuga de la Hoya.
That's a good name.
Because Tortuga is Spanish for turtle. But I don't know if it's Spanish for I don't know if it's Spanish for tortoise or turtle. I don't know. So yeah, I grew up in Vegas and we just called them desert turtles, but they are tortoises for sure. I'm looking at this trying to figure out how I would abbreviate scales. And then also, like, how much bang for the buck. I know I need them here. Look at how thick the scales are here, so I need them here. Okay, I don't want to be working on this forever, though, so let's... Ah! Wow, that was... Oof. I went from, like... There we go. Okay. So let's get some...
Sorry, are you still using Animal Crossing names on those postcards, Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah!
I have no reason to stop. I still need to send 12 more.
Is this
This is for a certain postcard class, as we like to call it.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to tell you guys something in full disclosure. I talked to Guy Francis, and he says that there are still art directors in children's book illustration that use postcards, that they like receiving them. But here's my thing about that. If you find someone who like that, or a profession where that's the case, then do it. But don't just blanketly do it, not knowing. Does that make sense? Because I think it's more to do with the fact that maybe the turnaround in that industry hasn't been the same like it is with comics. So, but yeah, you need to know. You need to know the people that you're sending stuff to and how they're going to react to it, I guess.
Plus, full disclosure, I've been sending postcards to my friends and family as free prints instead of to actual potential clients. And I have not had a postcard get sent to anyone yet that has not been badly damaged in the mail.
Wow.
All of them have been scuffed to the point where the print has smeared or the post office stamped it on the side of the print. Or
my
one of
gosh.
them was even like torn and it's got like scratches in it. I was like, I'm so glad I'm not sending these to clients because these are crap quality.
Yeah. Well, and then there's talking to Guy, and do you guys know about the artist lunch in Utah?
No.
I don't think so.
So apparently at Utah, at the University Mall, there is a artist lunch every Saturday.
Oh, I thought they stopped doing those.
So I did too, but I talked to Guy, and he said that they're still happening. So, so maybe that would be a good place to go hang out. and just see who you can rub shoulders with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sammy, like I said, well, we'll probably talk more about this after the show. Anyway.
Yeah, because we're giving up like very specific locations and whatnot right now.
Yeah, exactly. But we only have 3 viewers, so apparently nobody likes turtles. Where are my turtle fans? We need to hashtag turtle this. It's like
okay. It took me forever.
It's not a vampire. I'm out.
Yeah, it took me forever to like finally realize the difference between land turtles and sea turtles, and I was like, oh my god, one of them has feet.
How would you not?
I never paid attention!
How?
I don't look at turtle feet that often. I'm not into that.
Harry. Why did you word it like that?
Because I'm not. I am not a foot individual of any species. Except for Sylvie's paws, because they're so cute.
Oh.
Toe beans are
like tiny.
Very good.
He's got tiny little cat toe beans. But other than that, no, I don't go around just Googling the feet of various fauna.
So you never been to a zoo and you looked at a turtle's feet and you were like, wow, look at those long claws.
No, I make eye contact because I am not afraid.
That's funny.
So yeah.
You guys' generation is so ay. Yeah, there you go. I'm reading Jared's comments.
I never thought I would so proudly declare my lack of fear towards turtles.
Dude, snapping turtles are wild, though.
Heck,
I saw a TikTok.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of what's his name? What does he go by? I forget what his first name is, but he goes by Coyote, and he does a lot of videos where he'll like get stung by some of the most painful bugs and stuff in the world.
That sounds stupid.
Wow.
Well, yeah, but he gets a lot of money, and most of the video will be educational about these creatures, how to find them, how to stay away from them, and then he's like, "Okay,
I've heard of this guy."
He's like, "Okay, I'll let it sting me or bite me, and then I'm gonna immediately go get necessary medical care, and also I'm a trained professional, so don't do this." So it's not like him just being stupid. He is stupid, but he's doing it for educational purposes. Anyway, I saw a guy similar to him.
Okay.
Outdoorsy, going to handle wild animals that are usually dangerous, but professional training, so educational, that sort of thing. And this guy was in this swampy pond area, and he's staring at the water, and the person holding the camera is like, "You ready?" And he's like, yeah, 1 sec. And he's eyeing up the water, and then he just yeets himself into there. He just hops in, full clothes and everything, snatches something out of the and hoists it up. He has to like lean his body back a little bit because it's so heavy, and it is an entire snapping turtle the size of his rib cage.
Wow.
And he's like, "Yeah, look at this." And he starts talking about the snapping turtle, and he's like, "Typically, you don't want to approach these things because look." He like leans forward just a little bit, and the thing goes with its skull and like claps the air in front of him.
Whoa.
And you're like, holy, like he could have lost a finger or whatever. And he's just holding this thing and it's trying to bite him. And he's like, "Yeah, these are really dangerous. Don't go up to them. Don't whatever." And I'm just like, if they're so dangerous, how come you just jumped into a pond and yanked it out of the water?
I feel like he launched the Crocodile Hunter back in the day.
Yeah. I was about to say.
He was really young, though. Like, most of those videos where you see trained professionals handling wild animals like that, they're like, at least in their 40s or 50s. This guy, young 30s.
You ever heard of reruns?
Well, and how old are Steve Irwin's children now?
Well, he was black, so I don't know. was still really cool to see, though. Like, if I were to have a dream job aside from drawing, it would probably be an animal wrangler of some kind.
Oh my heck! I would do something with dogs. I love my dog more than I should. I love my dog. She makes me happy. She's always happy to see me, no matter what, no matter how terrible I am. She's always. I come home, and she's always at the door with her little waggy tail. I told you guys she tried to eat the neighbor the other day.
Yeah, you did.
I told you about her allergies.
I think so.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, because you were like, "Oh, me and Boo, we're in this together."
Yeah. She is like miserable right now. Just absolutely 100% miserable.
I probably would have gone into psychology if I had to choose a different job. Or baking.
There you go.
You've kind of gone into baking, sort of.
Well, here's the thing, because I've thought about what I would call a bakery if I did open a bakery. And I would want to call it Paris Antoinette. And the whole thing would be like French guillotine themed.
That would be so fun.
Yeah, like it would be gothic and guillotines and macabre and stuff with pastries. And I'd want to make I saw this recipe for how to make bleeding heart cookies where the cookies bleed. And I'm like, man, I would feature that on the menu.
I feel like if you set that up in a city or someplace that's known for more novelty and obscure restaurants, I feel like you would do really well.
Oh, I feel like it would do great in Seattle or Denver or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Chad's in Seattle, and as a desert child, he is not handling it well at all.
Oh, jeez.
He goes, I can't take it. He's like, you have to just count on it raining all the time. He goes, raining or snowing. And I didn't think that, I've heard, I didn't think that it snowed for whatever reason. I didn't think it snowed in Seattle. I thought, I knew it rained.
It is the north.
Yeah, but I mean, I've lived in LA, I've lived in San Francisco, or I should say the Bay Area, and the Allison's on here. Hi, Allison.
Oh, hello, Allison.
I know. And so anyway, I just never put the two and two together about snow for whatever reason, because I'm so astute.
Yeah, see, I love the rain, so Seattle has always been rather appealing to me. I need to visit one of these days.
Well, there's rain, and then there's rain every day. Okay? Does that make sense?
I like rain every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
What can I say? I'm out here for that moist weather. Give me that frequent damp outside.
You're just a swamp creature.
Aha! I'm just going to emerge from a puddle on the street one day and be like, I am home.
See, I'm an AC creature. I just need AC that works.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because I'm not a fan of the sun, personally.
That's not healthy. You need vitamin D.
Vegetables.
Says who? My doctor?
Vegetables.
Fool?
Okay, you can't get vitamin D from vegetables. You can only get vitamin D from sunlight.
Really?
Yeah.
Supplements.
Okay, there are supplements.
Can you get vitamin D?
Oh my gosh, we're bringing Google into it.
Vegetables.
Ray's like, I'm about to smack you with knowledge.
I'm about to ruin this man's whole career.
Mushrooms. Spinach.
Mushrooms are not a vegetable.
Bananas.
Bananas.
What are they?
Orange.
They're fungus.
Excuse me, my brother in Christ. What are mushrooms then?
Mushrooms are fungi.
Egg yolk.
And our
Salmon.
Simone.
Cheese, apparently.
Oh man, like I need an
Cheese.
excuse to eat cheese.
Oh, I saw a recipe for some French onion soup mac and cheese.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so good.
Oh wait, I was reading.
I am here to torture you.
Okay. Vitamin D, fruits and vegetables, mushrooms, spinach, orange, bananas.
Ah, bananas.
I like bananas.
Lack of vitamin D can cause rickets.
I got the rickets!
No! Too many rickets. Have I had the Jiminy Cricket conversation with you guys yet?
No, let's hear this.
Oh no, I'm afraid.
Okay, back up, sit down, drink a Capri Sun and listen.
Okay.
So, I don't know, I just sometimes wonder whether or not Jiminy Cricket was actually qualified to be a conscience, or if he was just a very small individual with a lot of opinions who happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Totally not qualified. Totally not qualified to be a conscience.
Yeah. Because, like, the Blue Fairy just showed up, and she's like, oh, hello, you random stranger that emerged from the shadows.
Yeah.
Would you like to teach this child right from wrong just because you have a lot of opinions on things?
And he's like, yep, I do.
I mean, he's like, oh, why, yes, I'm actually very qualified in the field of having an opinion. So far, my whole existence, as far as you guys have known me, has been nothing but opinions. I mean, he introduces himself by saying, that's the trouble with the world today. And apparently that made him a suitable candidate.
Well, this is before background checks in Google, too, so...
Yeah, it's like, every single time...
You want the job?
I know, she's like, I need a conscience. Are you available for hire?
Yeah,
and he's
exactly.
like,
Uh-huh.
sure.
Don't squash me.
No tricks now. But yeah, it's like anytime Pinocchio even did something like remotely that Jiminy was like, yeah, I'm not here for this, he's like, that's it, you're on your own, I'm leaving. And I'm like, dude, your whole job is just to stick around. Like,
you are a very crappy conscience, sir.
Yeah.
I'm calling you out.
Yeah, I'm just like
calling you out.
Oh, Allison asks, wait, are we doing a draw lunch tomorrow, or is that still not yet to be determined?
I'm going to say no, just because I have not heard anything about the draw lunch.
I have not either. I've been quite in the shadows.
But we do have... I think Allison's talking about what we were talking about earlier at the University Mall.
Mm.
Yeah, I figured that's what that was.
No, I didn't put that together. I did not put that together. I am so close to being caught up on stuff, so I will not be there. I have to get caught up on the crap that I need to get caught up on. I have people that have almost waited a year for a commission. Yeah. So just because I'm done with a few things doesn't mean I'm caught up. I'm just no longer, like, up to my eyeballs. But, so no, I won't be there. But if you want to be there, I think you guys should go and network. If you can be there, if you're local Utah kids. Why did that? Oh, I'm on multiply. Why did that happen? No, I'm on normal. That shouldn't have happened. Why did that happen? There we go. Okay, I just had the wrong color selected.
Yeah, so Jiminy, not really a fan.
You know what though? It was a different world.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he kind of got his act together because he's like, let me just jump on into the ocean with you and breathe somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which it's like, okay, you did one thing right. Good for you. You did your job. Just took like 2 whole misadventures for you to get the third one right. I guess third time's the charm, huh?
There you go. If you don't at first succeed, try again.
Yeah.
All right,
let me tell you what just ruined my day.
Okay.
So,
oh boy.
I swear, anytime I start a story, Ray, you're like, oh great.
Here we go.
Here he goes.
Here we go again.
Here we go.
Strap in. Okay, so as I have discussed before, I have hailed from the state of Texas.
Really?
I'm accustomed with Texas things.
Wait, you're from Texas? I didn't
Excuse me, I've discussed this multiple times.
I did not know this. Did you discuss it here?
Yes, with you and chat.
I'm worried about me. I think we need.
I'm worried about you too.
I think we need a doctor. I think I need the MRI.
Oh wow.
I swear to you,
Get some vitamin D.
I swear to you, I didn't know this. The piece is a digital painting demo. And just for reference, I had an assignment like this in college, and it was a turtle versus an armadillo in a boxing match. And so I'm redoing it. This is like a 40-year later redo. No, wait, how old was this? This is like a 20-year later, 25-year later redo. 30-year. Holy crap. I'm getting up there. 30-year later redo. So. And I'm just basically doing it for my digital painting students. So that's what this is for. To answer Allison's question. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so
Thank you for the permission to sneeze.
Blessings. Many blessings.
Woo, right into the mic. Kachoo! You know, at least
Man,
it was a real
sneeze.
That. At least it was a real sneeze. So many people today are afraid to sneeze. I don't know if it's because of COVID, but
maybe.
Yeah, it was a real sneeze. You know what I'm talking about? The people that go. You know what I mean?
That was like a whole that was a very moist sneeze. So good for you.
What does that even mean? A moist
It means whatever you want. It means whatever you want it to mean.
You know what it means.
Yeah, so Texas.
All right, here we go. Strap in.
Okay, so here's the thing. So one thing from Texas that I love, that I grew up eating, was Kalachis. I love Kalachis.
Why do you pronounce it like that?
How do you pronounce it?
Kalachis.
Everyone I know calls them Kalachis.
But I lived in Texas too, and we called them Kalachis.
Wait, you lived in Texas too?
Yeah.
Am I the only non-Texan on this thing?
I would not call myself a Texan. I only lived there for a year, but still. I lived on the West Coast.
Okay, so were you more near El Paso then?
I don't know where El Paso is. I was close to where Houston is.
Oh, West. What? That's east.
Oh,
Houston
you're right.
East.
I got my east and my west mixed up. I lived on the East Coast.
I thought you said west. West.
No, I said west, but I meant east.
Because I lived near Fort Hood.
Okay.
I was in like a very small town right next to Fort Hood.
Okay, well Houston is a big city, and in the big city we call them Kalachis.
Okay, well I am a country bumpkin, so back off. So here's the thing.
I'm imagining both of us as birds, like puffing up our feathers and posturing at each other, trying to get the other to back down.
Yeah, because this is the first time I've ever been corrected on the pronunciation, but like even because there's a place near Waco that's called the Little Czech Bakery or something. Like there's two kolache places right across the street from each other, and you go in there, it's like, I'm here to get some kolaches, and like no one has ever told me, hey, that's not how you say that, or else I would have not pronounced it like that. So far, everyone's given me the pass of like, oh yeah, kolaches.
Kalachis.
Yeah, but maybe it's just like they're so sick of people mispronouncing it, they've given up. It's like
maybe I don't know.
It's like Utah and quesadilla.
Quesadilla makes my blood boil.
So I'm just saying, everyone in Utah.
Knock it off, Napoleon. Make yourself a dang quesadilla.
That's right. Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
But any freaking ways. So, what a kolache is it's like a very soft roll, and it usually has like some kind of smoked sausage in there, and there's cheese. And you can add other things into it, like some people do jalapeno, some people do they'll do ham and cheese or like whatever. But the traditional kolache that I grew up eating was sausage and cheese, and it's in like I said, a really fluffy roll, and it's delicious, and I love them.
It really is.
Okay.
It sounds so good.
So when I found out that there was a kolache place here, like over in Provo, I flipped out because I was like, "Are you kidding me? I could actually get kolaches here in Utah." I go there, they were fake kolaches. I swear, I was livid because they were like a bun and they had like scrambled eggs in them and stuff. And I was like, "What is this? What have you given me?" I have never no. All the places I went, I have never seen a kolache like that. That was insult to my senses, and I was about to riot.
Was it
I'm half with you, half against you. Half with you, half against you. With you in that, yes, I don't consider them real kolaches, especially because their sweet ones are open-faced. They don't put the stuff in the bun, in the roll.
Yeah.
But I'm against you in that, at least in Houston, where I lived in Texas, breakfast kolaches were very, very, very popular. So it was normal for kolaches to have like ham and egg and cheese in them, or sausage and egg and cheese, or whatever.
Because here, it wasn't even filling. It was the crust that they were in.
That's true. Like they're not fluffy enough.
Yeah, I was like, "What is this? You gave me a bun." So there's a new donut place that just barely opened. It's called Cowboy Donuts. And I heard that there were kolaches there. And I'm like, okay, Cowboy, Texas. Maybe they got it right.
Nope.
They didn't. No.
Nowhere gets it right.
I found out this morning. Yeah, I was so mad because they got the roll part mostly right. Still not nearly as fluffy as to what it should be. It is not the soft roll that you should be expecting from a kolache. And here's the other thing, when I bit into it, it wasn't the smoked sausage that is usually in there. It was some kind of breakfast sausage. And I was like, what is this? I was so mad.
So is this can I guess the name of the restaurant? With the
I said the name of the restaurant.
You said
wait, with the fake ones.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Is it Kolache Crave?
No.
No,
okay.
I have been there, and they are also a false kolache.
Okay. Because there's one of those right by my house, and when we first started talking about it, I was like, well, maybe I'll go try one. But after this conversation, it doesn't...
No, kolaches are so good, and I've never been able to find a place that can actually make them well, other than in Texas.
Not around here. Yes. It's insane, and it makes me so sad.
It's the one singular thing that redeems Texas as a state.
Yes, it does.
We love our Texas viewers. Don't kill us, Texas viewers. What are you guys doing? You just insulted one-third.
Can be super nice.
One-third of the nation.
We both lived there.
Okay.
We both lived there.
All right. So you're claiming Texas.
I mean, my Obachon's currently out there. I still have family out in Texas that I visit sometimes.
Gosh. Oh boy. Every time our viewership
that southern.
Every time our viewership goes up, I say something, or you guys. It's
Well, then let me say this right now. I've never had a problem with a Texas person. They've always been super nice, very hospitable. The politics be whack, but I'm not about to dive too deep into that. We already know what's going on with all of that. That's the only thing that really, throws me for a loop when it comes to Texas. But
Yeah,
like all the people I've interacted with, they've always been very nice, very sociable, very, pleasant.
Yeah, politics is whack.
Yeah, so let's just pivot away from that topic before we get too deep, because I know that's going to go very bad very quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a false kolache.
Okay.
And like Ray Ray was saying, I have never been able to find like a good kolache place out here.
Yep.
And it makes me very sad because I love so much. Here's the other thing I was talking about. Last time we were talking about Texas. I don't know if you'll remember this place, Ray Ray, but it's called Taco Cabana.
I do not remember that place.
I found an awesome taco place right next to my house.
Ooh, what's it called?
Jurassic Tacos, and it is the bomb.
Okay, I've heard of them. Yeah.
Jurassic Tacos is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
It's good.
I'll try them out one of these days.
Man, now I am like, I said Jurassic Tacos, and my stomach's like, ay. It was so, okay, so yesterday, all I had to eat yesterday was, I ate like something running out of the house. Oh, I had, 2 small bags of trail mix.
Sorry, I heard that so wrong because you say I ate something running out of the house. And I'm like, what the heck kind of rat were you chasing out of your house?
Oh,
to consume?
No.
I didn't take that as like you were leaving the house and you were eating something. I thought you were like chasing something and it ran out of your house and you're like, that's my dinner.
So I had 2 small bags of trail mix and then like a handful of Cheetos because someone left a bag of Cheetos out and I just reached in the bag and grabbed them. Anyway, and then I got home and had like Joy made tacos, so I just like killed the tacos. And we're trying to go to bed, and she's like, "What is that noise?" I'm like, "That is my stomach," and my stomach was just going.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. My stomach is like, I'm pretty sure Cthulhu's in there, and if he gets angry, he's gonna come out. But it makes noises. I'm just warning you. But we started talking about Jurassic Tacos, and the same noises from Cthulhu in my belly just started happening immediately. Tacos have that effect. They're so good. And the song ended right when the conversation did. I know.
I just love what we have, what we get up to on these streams.
Yeah, we never know.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, so Taco Cabana has really good tortillas. And H-E-B has really good tortillas. It's a grocery store.
Have you guys ever made your own tortillas?
No, but I want to.
You gotta get a smasher, a tortilla press. If you go to I think they're called Panderias. I'm probably saying that wrong. Cause isn't like a bakery called a paneria?
I mean, in most languages, the word for bread is pan, so probably.
You can go in there and get you a taco or a...
Oh my gosh, does Panera make sense now?
Oh my heck. It's a mispronunciation.
Wow.
They're good though. Fresh tortillas.
I swear. Oh, tortillas. Oh, you remember how last week I was talking about the arepa place?
The what
and
place?
How I was getting arepas? The arepa place.
You guys are gonna have to check me into a hospital. I don't. This was last week. We talked about this.
Yes, this was last week because I went and I got arepas on Saturday.
Oh my gosh! I need an MRI.
And I was trying to explain to you. I was trying to explain to you what they were because like I couldn't figure it out, and I'm like, "Have you ever had a pupusa?" And you're like, "No," and I'm like, "You're not giving me anything to work with here, Chad." Yeah, we just had this conversation a week ago.
We gotta get me to a doctor.
Oh no.
I swear. Oh my gosh. I have. Okay, well, tell us again. Tell us again.
Okay. Well, because I actually thought of a better way to describe them to you, because last week I was struggling, and I could not know how to describe Anthropomorphic to you.
Okay.
And I think a better way to explain them... So, are you familiar with gyros? Like
Yes.
Greek gyros?
Yes, I love.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, I remember now.
Yes.
Okay, I remember now.
Yeah, so imagine a Venezuelan gyro.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we don't have to go to the doctor.
Yeah. So that's what an arepa is. I finally tried one last Saturday. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Okay, so Allison says, I've had those, I think, when I was living in Venezuela. I think that's what, I think...
Yeah, they, like...
all of our viewers today, like, they've popped on, and we've been talking about food, they're like, I gotta go get some lunch, and they're out. I think that's what's happened today with all
I just got my priorities in order.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can say 10 out of 10 would recommend. They were delicious. I'm trying to think of something that, like, isn't food related that I can talk, because I haven't, like, watched anything new, because I used to talk about that all the time.
I watched something new.
I have watched something new, but it's about food.
I watched The Tourist on HBO Max, and it was amazing. I had a lot of fun with it. Those crazy Australians. So like us and so different.
All those crazy kids.
Yeah. It was
I've been meaning to watch.
A lot of fun.
I want to say this is also on HBO Max. So you know Taika Waititi, the director?
Yeah.
So apparently he has a show out on I want to say HBO Max. It's called Our Flag Means Death.
Yes.
And
I've heard a lot about that show.
Yes. I've been meaning to watch that show. 'Cause apparently it's like a pirate comedy.
It's what's the vampire one that we were talking about earlier?
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows. It's What We Do in the Shadows with pirates.
I love that.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I need to watch it.
Yeah,
because I love What We Do in the Shadows.
It's fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so once things calm down, I have that in my queue of things to watch.
You'll love it. You'll love it. It's funny.
Have you watched it?
I have.
Sweet.
I've only seen... I watched all the episodes that were out at the time, and I think it was only like 3. But it was good. It was really good.
Well, because it's been like... Okay, so, I stay up to date on a lot of Good Omens stuff, and a lot of people are saying, hey, if you like Good Omens, you're gonna love Our Flag Means Death. So I keep seeing content for it all over my Twitter page.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, this looks like fun. I've seen like this one clip of it where, because yeah, Taika plays Blackbeard in that series, and apparently he's sitting on a tree and he's like, yeah, I'm just chilling, I'm so relaxed, and I think a snake falls on him and he just flips out. And I'm like, well, this is entertaining.
So I haven't seen any episodes with Blackbeard, so that's interesting.
Okay, so he's up and coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
and, I want to say Dune is now on HBO Max.
Oh, it's been on HBO Max forever. Batman is going to be on HBO Max as of like May. They're doing like a super fast turnaround on Batman, and I've heard rumors that Batman broke $1 billion.
Really?
Yeah. That Batman is right there with Spider-Man in box office take home. And but everyone's sort of dismissing it because they're like, oh well, No Way Home had to deal with Omicron. Am I saying that right?
I think so.
Omicron. No, wait. Omicron? I used to say it like it was a Transformer name for the longest time, and now I can't remember what's real.
It's OMI, Omicron.
Omicron.
There's no N, right?
Okay.
I don't know anymore. Anyway.
So the point is, No Way Home was dealing with the Rona.
Right. So they're saying more people would have gone to see it. It's the whole stupid. I like one brand, so other brands can't do. Like, I'm a comic person. I don't care if it's Batman or Spider-Man. Like, I want comic stuff to do well, right?
It feels like the whole like Xbox, PS4, like PlayStation debate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the Coke versus Pepsi, Mac versus PC. It's just like I don't know why people feel like they have to choose. It's almost instinctual. Tribalism is, I think, in our DNA a little bit.
I saw an interesting post on Tumblr that was kind of evaluating this situation.
Uh-huh.
And the fact that a movie was able to beat out box office, like a show was able to beat out a Marvel movie, is actually something that's really, really, really cool, especially since it's very much a story that's inclusive of queer characters. And so it some people were just like really, really happy about it because it shows big movie companies like Marvel, hey, by the way, you can have queer content and people like it. You don't just need to allude to something that could easily be skipped in 7 seconds of fast forward. So it was interesting to think about that aspect of it, that like, hey, since this is doing so well, it's really nice to show that you can tell these stories and people care, and you can tell them really well.
Wait, what are you comparing? You're comparing No Way Home and what?
Our Flag Means Death.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were talking about Batman for a second, and I was like, wait, who's queer in Batman? How did I miss that?
I think it was, sorry, I didn't explain. Our Flag Means Death beat out some dumb Marvel show that also launched this week.
Moon Knight.
Oh, Moon
Knight? Yeah, it beat out Moon Knight.
Okay.
And some people are like,
I have not heard the greatest things
about fluke. And I'm like, no, it's not just a fluke.
Well, I think we haven't even talked about Mobius.
Is that Jared Leto movie?
Yes.
There's a meme I gotta send you right now.
I guess I need to watch more. I can hear my kids outside my office. I'm trying.
Okay, there we go. So I sent you the meme, Chad. But like for anyone in the chat, because like I feel like everyone should be aware of this meme. So it's a picture of Darth Maul, but they have like Jared Leto over top of Darth Maul, and one side of the lightsaber shoots out and it says worst DC movie. The other side of the lightsaber shoots out and it says worst Marvel movie. So there you go.
I don't think that's fair. I haven't seen it, so I can't. I'm not gonna jump on any bandwagons. I haven't seen it. I've seen. I don't know. I every time I've seen Jared Leto, I think is it Leto or Leto? I say Leto. Is it Leto? Okay. I thought he was okay. I don't get the hate around it. I really don't. But apparently he's tough to work with. I don't know.
I think there's some like controversies kind of surrounding his name.
Yeah.
Like apparently there's a whole cult that just worships him on an island.
Well,
what?
Everything I've seen from him, I thought was okay. I don't get the hate. I don't understand it. I think a lot of it, and this is just me, I could be wrong. I think a lot of it hated his Joker. They hated the Joker in Suicide Squad. But I'm sorry, there's no way that Suicide Squad is the worst DC film. Has anyone seen Green Lantern? I'm sorry. There is no way. Suicide Squad is not even in the top 10 of worst DC films. I mean, we're talking about the company that made Superman 4. Okay? I mean,
when Batman versus
And,
Superman.
Ghost Rider.
No, Ghost Rider's Marvel.
Or was that Marvel?
That was Marvel. But I mean, I could go on. I mean, there are some, so either I don't know. Sometimes I think people just like to be jerks on the internet. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, for some people, that's what they use the internet for.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, it makes them feel good, too. Like, I started blocking people with if anybody posts anything where it's like, one of these has to go. Have you seen those posts?
Yeah.
Like you can only pick 2 and everything else is like wiped from existence. I'm like, no, this is dumb. I can like all of these things. You know what I mean?
A lot of those are just like a joke to force you to make a hard decision.
Yeah, like I saw one with fries, and that was so hard.
I'm sick of it. They're everywhere, though. Like,
maybe you're just seeing like more serious ones than the ones I'm used to. Because I almost always just see them as like memes.
Well, but they do them with people. Like there was one where it's like, like get rid of a person. I'm like, no, I can, and they're actors or they're singers. You know what I mean? Like you can only pick here's like the 10 best singers of all time, and you can only pick 2. I was like, I don't need to pick any of them. This is dumb. I can enjoy all of this. Like what
That's
is
how people do that with the Chris's.
What is the purpose of this post with the Chris's? Like,
yeah, so Chris Hemsworth, Chris, Chris, the Chris Captain America, Chris Evans, that's his name.
Okay.
Like four Chris's, and it's like, which Chris has to go? And I think most voted Chris Pratt.
See,
Chris Pratt is so funny.
He is, and I think it's just,
I can like all of the Chris's.
Exactly. There you go, and that's how I feel. I'm like, this is dumb. Like, it's not a contest. It's not a contest. You can like all this stuff, but it's and that's why I wonder if it's like instinctual, where it's like, I have to, like chickens have something built into their psychology where they it's called a pecking order, and they have to find a chicken that all the other chickens can peck on. And then they peck on that chicken until that chicken dies, and then they find another chicken. Yeah, you didn't know this? It's called a pecking order. So there's something about that where it's just like, anyway, I think it's silly. But I wonder if it's something biological where people feel like a need to do it. And I'm just like going, though, and the person who's posting it is probably some basement troll. I'm like, if I have to get rid of somebody in my life, it's the person posting this post.
It's gonna be you.
Yeah. It's not gonna be.
You just Uno reverse card.
Yeah,
You're the one disappearing.
Exactly. I'm just like, I started blocking. I can't. I'm like, let me tell you something. They should start teaching about like gardening your social media.
Yes.
Just
I think that's genuinely a useful skill, especially for like kids and stuff.
Exactly. Like they need to be like, do you see something on your social media you don't like? Guess what? You can go right now and never see anything like that ever again. You just go up there and unfollow, block, and all of a sudden, like I did it with Facebook a long time ago. Like I just got rid of everything that wasn't comic art. And now I get on Facebook and it's all comic art and it's wonderful. I've eliminated talk about politics, like anything that I just like, you know what? I don't have time for this and I don't want to see it. It's ugly. It's gross. So like if someone posts something mean or nasty, it's just like, it's a weed. Pull it out of your garden and throw it away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that's a skill that needs to be taught to kids, especially. Anyway, I don't know. there we go. Allison thinks I'm right. That's all. I just need validation from Allison. Allison, you're right, Chad. Thank you, Allison. I just don't like it. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm sick. I guess I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of it.
It just kind of feels like that whole, like, it's just unnecessary drama.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's like you're just kind of causing friction for the sake of causing friction, and
exactly.
It's like,
yeah.
I'm wearing denim. I don't need any more friction. I'm good.
Do you guys like the shell formation? I'm trying to do something like this. I don't know if I'm pulling it off yet.
Man, you gave that turtle abs.
Yeah, like rock
He's
hard.
ripped.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it though. What do you think? I guess I need
I think
to
it's
finish
good.
it. Let me try.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear the furries falling to their knees as we speak. Them
Stop.
abs.
The furries.
Absolutely wonderful.
We've offended everybody in Texas. We've offended the furries.
I'm right there with the furries. Look at those abs. Good for you, turtle. How do you even do crunches when you're a turtle?
I don't know.
Maybe he's bored with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Oh boy. I'm gonna miss you guys. I'm gonna be sad. We've had a lot of fun doing this. You gotta admit.
We have.
Yeah, I hope
It's
next
been a
week.
lot of fun.
I hope next week you have a slideshow prepared for the stream with like Sarah McLachlan in the background,
And,
but like non-copyright or something.
No, it'll be Whitney Houston. And
Okay.
Yeah.
You just have like our icons because we don't have any pictures of us. Like cursive quotes going over the screen.
I will have to definitely come and crash your guys' live stream. So. That's
Yeah.
still needs
Once
to
I
be
can finally stream again. I have not been able to stream in weeks, and it makes me so sad.
Your internet's acting a little goofy. You've been having internet issues.
Oh, like right now it's acting weird?
Yeah, you every now and then you go full Decepticon. You're like Autobots roll out. Yeah.
I need to figure that out because that's been bugging me.
I think do you ever, and I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but do you ever think that like maybe Xfinity just does it on purpose? So you go in and buy the newest stuff?
Well, I mean, I know someone who worked IT for 6 years, so he can probably,
confirm.
Give me the... Yeah, like...
What do you guys call it? The tea? He'll give you the tea?
Yeah.
He'll spill the tea
right?
on IT. He'll spill the IT tea.
Did I use that right in a sentence, though?
You did.
I did? Hot diggity. Look at me.
I was impressed.
I'm learning. I'm like the Borg, but slower. I'm a slow Borg.
Yeah, so I'm going to look into that, and I've just been so busy, I've been able to stream anything.
Yeah, I hate being busy. Busy sucks.
I just want to play Minecraft. That's all I want to do. I just want to take a break.
I just want to paint Warhammer. That's all I want to do. I want to sit in an air-conditioned
miniatures?
room. Yeah, look. Where is it? It's right next to my half-peeled grapefruit. Where is it? Look, I have it right here. It's all right here. Look. I'm painting my tank. And this is all the painting I've gotten done in like 2 weeks. No, there's a few little dudes in here. Hold on. I should never just leave this stuff out the box. But I got to paint 3 fire prisms. I have 1 fully painted, and this one about halfway painted, and then 1 that I haven't even put together yet. That's it. That's all I've done in 3 weeks. That's it. That's sad.
That is sad.
I could paint the entire tank in a day if I just had a day to do nothing. So, anyway. But I'm never never got to do nothing.
I'm also gonna finally play Cuphead. I mentioned that before. So
you mean Cup
That game is brutal.
I've heard it's brutal, but I am so excited to try it out. Because, yeah.
Would you consider yourself a gamer?
No.
Then you are going to have such a fun time.
I know, it's going to... Here's the thing. Because I went over to my friend's house. Now, I'm fully aware that I am 50 Shades of Screwed. But here's the thing. So, I went over to my friend's house, and she has the game. And I played the vegetable level, which I understand is like one of the easiest bosses. It's like one of the first ones.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I tried playing it with him. First of all, that carrot still haunts me to this day, which I now know his name is Chauncey, I believe. Still haunts me to this day. But it was really hard, so I understand that I am screwed. But nope, that's it. I'm just screwed.
I was waiting for you to say, like, but I had a lot of fun or something like that. You're like,
no, I can't even say that. I think I blocked most of it out, which is why I'm so willing to just jump right back in. But,
now,
I mean, yeah.
I love video games. I love them, okay? But don't you guys feel like after you played a video game for like 20 hours, don't you just feel like you've accomplished absolutely nothing?
Like 20 hours straight? Like one gaming session?
Yeah, like if you just like play
I've
video
never
games.
done that.
Oh, you've never... Okay, never mind. All right, there we go.
It depends on how desperate I am. Like, if I have been overworking myself to the point where I've made myself sick or I'm, like, exhausted or whatever, no, I feel fine after I play for 20 hours.
Okay.
But if it's, like, spring break and I'm doing that every single day, then, yeah, I do feel like I wasted time. It's like it's a treat thing. It's not a often thing.
Yeah. I was just going to say,
I will
though,
play
that's
little
why...
a video game as a treat.
That's why I like Warhammer, though. That's why I like painting the miniature, because I have the miniature. When I'm done, I have the miniature. You know what I mean? And I can go back and look at it, and I can use it.
You have something to show for your work.
Exactly, yeah. Whereas a video game is just like, I play it, and then it's like, okay, I'm done. And then I don't know what to do with my life when I'm done with a video game. So, I don't know. I just wonder if you guys...
video games are also kind of like a treat thing for me. Mm-hmm. And like one game, because I think I've mentioned this on here as well. I'm trying to get back into Super Mario Sunshine because, like, back in the day, me and my brother would play video games, but it was more like he would actually be playing the video game and I would just watch him and I would tell him how to beat it.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, so, he'd have the controller, he'd be doing all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I noticed that when you do this, that happens, so do this, and that's probably how you beat it. And he's like, oh, okay. So, that was kind of like our dynamic. And there was this level in Super Mario Sunshine. I could not get it. And I was like, little dude, listen. I've noticed that you can do this. That's like the only gameplay, the only mechanic thing that you have. So, you probably have to use that in order to beat the level, and here's how you do it. And he's like, be quiet, Perry, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, I've known what I've talked about this whole time. You made it this far because of me. And now all of a sudden you're going to tell me that I'm wrong? And so yeah, he never got past that level. And now, I want to get to that level, just to be like, I was right.
And show him.
Yeah, because, okay, so here's the thing, because this was the level. Alright, so it was a level where there were these chain chomps, running around like they do. But they were red hot, so you couldn't touch them, because I think the thing was like, they had a fever or something.
Oh no.
And there were like these little pools of water. Yeah, the chain chomps were sick, and you had to cool them off. And there were these little pools of water, and I'm like, okay, you can't touch them, because they're hot, and they're chain chomps. But I noticed what you could do was that you could grab them by the tail, and you could, like, catapult them. Like, you could, like, shoot them off. So I'm like, okay, you probably grab their tail and shoot them into the water.
You just yeet them.
To cool them off. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm like, dude, this doesn't seem that hard. Like, because the only thing you can do in this situation, because, throughout Super Mario Sunshine, you have that, like, water bottle on your back, that talks.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you would try to spray them, it wasn't working. So I'm like, okay, so that's not working. You can grab them by the tail, you can launch them, there's water on the floor, that you probably shoot them into the water.
Water on
and he's
the
like,
floor.
You don't...
Fleur.
The water on the floor.
The fleur.
Yes, I say fleur sometimes. Yeah. I blame Florida because Shadi had them apple bottom jeans and the boots with the fur.
She had the boots with the fleur.
The whole town.
The whole
looking
club
at
looking at her. She hit the fleur.
She hit the fleur. Next thing you know.
Yes. Shadi got low. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where that comes from. Anyways.
What are we doing?
Well,
like I said, though.
Right. Chain chomps. Gotta stay on track
Yes,
here.
I'm pretty sure that's how you would beat the level. And he's like, you're wrong. And I'm like, Shadi, I'm never wrong. How dare you? So,
If you
I need to get to that level.
Then try it.
Yeah, that's the
And
thing.
if it doesn't work, then there you go.
I'm like, Broseph Stalin, you haven't even tried my suggestion. How are you going to tell me that I'm wrong if you haven't even tried to do it? Honey! Sweetheart! And he's like, I'm done with this. And I'm like, I'm done with you. I never should have gone into business with you. And we were done. And we never beat Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh, this got
And
dark.
I'm so mad about it.
You're like, and then we murdered each other.
And we never played Super Mario Sunshine ever again.
I was like, oh, sweet,
No, we didn't.
Sweet sibling story. They love each other so much. They play video games together and they help each other out. And then it's like, I hate you! And we never played video games again.
Yeah, no, we never played Super Mario Sunshine after that. We did play Luigi's Mansion, though. And again, that was another game where I'm like, hey, it looks like you do this, and that's how you beat it. And he's like, yeah, I ate. And I'm like, see what happens when you listen to me? See how much better life is? So yeah.
We used to do that with my dad, but like the opposite. Where instead of not listening to us and losing, he would listen to us and he would win. So we would play like so for like family nights or whatever when we would all hang out. I'm pretty sure my dad started this as a scheme, but it kind of just became a thing that we all loved. He would play a game, some kind of RPG that was family friendly or appropriate for our age range, and we would all sit on the couch and watch him play games. And this was a significant portion of my childhood, was just watching my dad play games. And we would give input on different puzzles and bosses and all these sorts of things. And genuinely, sometimes there were puzzles that he would not have solved without our input, so it was always a good time.
Nice.
Your dad's smart.
Right?
Your dad's
Teach the
very
kids
smart.
that it's fun to watch dad play video games.
Yeah. Teach the children well. My kids started beating me at video games when they were 4 years old.
It happens.
Oh, wow.
My son started beating me at Halo, and he would snipe me in the head and go dome, and my ego could not take it. I never played Halo.
Oh, I loved Halo.
Let's see, hold on. Let's see what, I'm getting caught up on the... Yes, we need to get back to a serious business of Mario Sunshine. I'm reading Jared's comments. Some moral of the story, always listen to Mary.
I mean, I have yet to fail anyone yet, except myself. But, I'm learning.
What's your guys' favorite video game of all time?
Oh my gosh, sir.
I've got two, but I'm gonna say one's better than the other. So my favorite video game of all time has got to be Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky.
I should have known Pokemon. I should have known.
Well, no,
Yeah.
listen.
Okay,
Okay,
You know
this
what I'm
game-
not surprised by? All the words that just came out of your mouth.
the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series is very unique as far as Pokemon games go, because instead of being a trainer or whatever, you are a Pokemon. The story is a lot more dynamic. There's like life or death situations, there's mysteries, there's puzzles, there's like all sorts of really cool, unique stuff. And the music and soundtrack music and soundtrack, same thing. But the art that went into
soundtrack
that went into this particular Mystery Dungeon game, like, I still listen to the soundtrack. It's beautiful. The art was awe-inspiring, and I would say that, like, it significantly increased my interest in really good storytelling. So that game just means a lot to me.
You know, they really do need to start releasing video game soundtracks, especially for like Nintendo stuff from like the past. I would totally buy it.
I would.
I go around humming like Super Mario almost on a daily basis.
I pretty much almost exclusively listen to video game remixes.
Wow.
I mean, I've got a couple hundred songs. It's totals like over 10 hours, so I don't usually repeat, but I just listen to that all day.
I think.
Wait, what?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna ask right what the other game was, because you said there were two.
There are two. The other one is my favorite game for nostalgia reasons. It's Zelda Wind Waker. And that was one of the first video games I ever played as a kid, where I played it like by myself. I solved all the puzzles, I beat all the bosses. Like, that was my first solo RPG sort of game. And again, the soundtrack and art style from that game are really inspiring to me. So, both those games got the nostalgia, favorite franchise, amazing art, incredible music. Big wins.
Zelda is, yeah.
Zelda.
I think everybody has like, Zelda has to be in everybody's top 10 somewhere.
Somewhere, I feel like.
Zelda.
It's a good franchise.
What did you just say, Perry? What did you say?
I sounded... Oh no, is this about to get real?
Yeah, it's about to get real. Say that again.
Oh no.
Say it again.
Okay.
Say it
I've
again.
never played Zelda.
How is that possible? Are you Amish? Was it an Amish colony in Texas? What?
Okay, I had dial-up until I was in high school, so kind of.
You don't need internet to play Zelda. You just need the console.
No, I'm just saying, my family was not that, like, very...
Okay.
Like...
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I did play a game or two when I was young, but Zelda was just never one of them.
Man. I'm so disturbed by this.
If we were theoretically to make Perry play a Zelda game, which one would we make them play?
Oh, my heck. See, I'm a purist. I would say you'd have to go back and play the original like I did, but...
The only thing wrong with the original, though, and I've played it, to put that out there, the only thing wrong with the original is that it's very confusing to know what to do, because it does not tell you where to go next or whatever. So you have to run around the map, and you're like, okay, I hope I'm going the right way.
Okay, you gotta understand. You gotta understand the time and era, though. Like, they're just
I do.
There weren't that many games, though.
I understand. So, like, that doesn't mean it's not hard to know where to go.
Well, but here's the thing. So, like, you got to understand, like with Metroid, I played Metroid and I beat it, and just out of sheer boredom, I played it again, and then all of a sudden, Samus took off her helmet, and like Samus was a girl. You're like, what? And then you play it again, and she takes off her suit of armor and runs around in a bathing suit, right? And I swear to you, I can't be the only person. I probably played it like 20 more times just to see if Samus would take off more clothing. But it was like the same thing. Okay, so like with Zelda, it was like, could you find like another cave? Could you find like another dungeon? You know what I mean? So you literally went around and played the game like 50, 60, 70 times. Just searching for Easter eggs and just searching for stuff like that. And that's how it was. because it's like you only had that one game. That was it. Like now there's so many games. There's no like I almost feel like there's no way that anybody can ever give that much attention to a video game ever again because there's so many games, there's so many competitions.
That's true.
Yeah. So Allison says
yeah.
The I'm going to mispronounce this. The Oricana of Time?
Ocarina.
Okay.
You do pronounce it like Macarena.
All right.
I was reading that like, do you say that like Macarena?
They didn't give a pronunciation guide when I played it. But that's a great one. If you haven't played that I played the snot out of that. That might have been one of the last games that I played like 50 times.
Yeah, Ocarina is a classic for a reason.
I love that game. But everyone says Breath of the Wild is the same.
No.
No?
So
it's not necessary?
Controversial opinions coming in here. So
here we go.
I might get some flack for this.
Now we've offended Texas. Now we're about to offend Zelda fans.
Honestly, I'm more scared of Zelda fans than I am Texas.
I mean, fair, but like, listen, I'm a Zelda fan as well. Okay. I've played a lot of the classic games. I've played Twilight. I've played Ocarina. I've played Wind Waker. I was super impressed with Breath of the Wild from artistic standpoint. Mm-hmm. The quest lines, the music, the way they animated everything, absolutely incredible. If you look at it from a purely story standpoint, it was lackluster. As an open world Zelda game, it was incredible. Mm-hmm. If you're looking at it from a story perspective, it was lackluster. There's not a lot there. There's a lot that the fans have kind of input and kind of made the world come alive because of fan theories and talking about it and fan art and that sort of thing. But what's actually in the game never really goes that deep. And it really, really could have. There's a lot of lost potential, in my opinion, with Breath of the Wild. And if you compare that to Ocarina, Ocarina was groundbreaking for the time.
Yeah.
Like, it was incredible gameplay-wise. The visuals, the music, all of it, super great. And the story was incredibly rich and detailed and interesting. There were plot twists you couldn't see coming.
Yes, yeah.
There was all sorts of different characters that came into play.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Given the two scenarios, if you look at them like how the game impacted the time when they came out, because obviously Breath of the Wild looks better than Ocarina, but if you look at the effect they both had, I would argue that Ocarina had more of an impact than Breath of the Wild did.
Well, but don't you think that's everything now? That it's just everyone's paying attention to like the wrong things. Don't you feel like all storytelling has suffered? I mean, really?
Yeah, I do. I do feel that way.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, and there's people, and don't get me wrong, like everyone's like Halo, 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 but to most people, Halo is just a first-person shooter, and there's no story to first-person shooting. It's literally just a giant death match. So, like, that was, anyway.
I mean, there's been a big trend with this in movies as well.
Yeah.
It's not about the story anymore. It's about, oh, how cool can we make the CGI effects? And as much as I love CGI effects,
right,
if there's no story, you're feeding me a piece of poop.
Yeah.
It's the polishing a turd thing all over again. Mm-hmm. You can make that McDonald's burger look as good as any other burger on the planet, but if it tastes like crap, then it's still crap.
That McDonald's burger is definitely crap. I mean,
it always is.
Yeah, let's face it. You only eat McDonald's because, like, you're starving, and it's the only thing on the highway. That's the only reason why people.
Or it's like it's close and it's
convenient.
It's something you can afford.
Right. Yeah, I have $5 for the value meal. Nobody ever was like, man, I really want McDonald's. That's never happened. I don't think. I think it's just like, I gotta have something.
You come over the McDonald's fans now?
Yeah, I know, right? Texas, Zelda, McDonald fans.
You're gonna wake up and Ronald McDonald is gonna be standing over your bed.
That would be horrifying. That would be horrifying. Think about how
ketchup dripping from his teeth.
Yeah. Oh boy. I forgot to tell my students that, like, I'm basically just taking this to completion. I feel bad. I'm a horrible teacher. I have found out I'm a horrible, horrible teacher. I just, hey, watch me do stuff and guess what I'm doing. No explanation.
I will do that coloring tutorial on Monday in Clip Studio.
Okay.
I like to think I'm decently good at teaching since I stream, and that's basically what I do on stream.
Yeah. Now, honestly though, like when you stream, do you walk people through your process?
If people ask.
See, because I haven't done any of that, but no one's asked, so let's see.
Yeah, so like I'll do it if people ask, and then sometimes like if there's not another conversation going on in the chat, then like to fill the silence, be like, okay, I'm doing this because of this reason. Let me look at this reference. Okay, right. I'm looking at like I'll just talk to myself out loud what I'm thinking.
Okay.
And some people really like that as well because it just kind of passively helps them absorb the knowledge.
Yes. So I wonder, like if the whole purpose is to, you know, teach people how to do stuff, is this format that we're doing right now, is this completely wrong? Because I mean, don't get me wrong, we're having a lot of fun. I'm entertained, and we're having a lot of fun. But is it the wrong format? What the flippity doo-dah day? There you go. There's your profanity.
I don't know if I can really say whether it's the wrong format or not, but whenever I've taken your classes, Chad, just watching you and how you approach drawing and rendering things has always been really helpful for me.
Well, and that's one of the things I worry about, though, as a teacher, especially with the digital painting. There's a thing called professional blindside.
Mm-hmm. So,
like, I'll give you an example. Like, with this assignment, you know, I've already done, like, the concept art for it and the... you know, the color comps, the value comps and all that, and then now it's like, okay, now I'm taking my color comp and I'm basically blowing it up to a size and I'm finishing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sitting here I've done this, you know, like, okay, here's my reference sheet, here's my mood sheet, right? And then I'm just over here doing this, and I'm not really explaining my process. I'm just painting it, okay? And but if I'm a student and I'm watching that, they have no idea the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing.
That's true.
And one of the best things that a teacher can do is like, okay, you know, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. And I think like teachers like Richard and Perry are really good about that just because they've been teaching for so long that they get
Not me, Perry.
Right. Professor Perry, not Perry Perry. Whereas I just, like, half the time I'm almost like, I can't talk because I got to figure out what I'm doing first. And then once I figure out what I'm doing, then I can say it. But, like, right now, I've been struggling with this torso way longer than I should. Like, this torso has just been a time dump. And I don't know if it's paid off or not. I think it looks cool, but...
I think it looks cool, too.
Yeah.
Maybe not for the amount of time I've spent on it, though. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to start maxing out this other side. Let's see what color I had here. And I don't really paint either. I just draw until it's done. This is not the way a real painter would approach this at all. They would not spend the time that I'm doing. Where's my brush that I want? Multiply right underneath. Okay. So, is anybody going to go see Fantastic Beasts?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay.
But that's a whole nother political can right there for my.
Is it a political
reasoning.
can? Okay.
Yeah.
Because of is it rolling, Jake?
No. Like aside from all the transphobia and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you got to tell me. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, is it the Johnny Depp thing?
No, I have not heard anything about Johnny Depp, but it's not that even. It doesn't have anything to do with the people. It actually has to do with the story of Fantastic Beasts itself.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah.
You hear that title, you see the trailer, you're like, holy cow, there's so many fun mystical creatures. I bet this is going to be an adventure about finding them and taking care of them and maybe some other cool stuff. Yeah.
I was going to go there, Perry. I was going to go there.
I wasn't expecting a happy-go-lucky film for the whole thing. Like, obviously, you gotta uncover some deeper mystery and stuff going on. But, like, the first movie was pretty good. I liked it. Mm-hmm. The second movie... Did we really have to make a movie that's supposed to be centered around these magical, fun creatures about really dark terrorism and manipulation? And, like, we're already dealing with this crap in real life. I do not want to watch a movie,
right?
Especially not a Harry Potter movie, which has always, with maybe the exception of the 7th movies, always had some sort of light and laughter and fun amid all the darkness of the story. Mm-hmm. The second Fantastic Beasts movie was crushing and difficult to watch, and I did not leave the theater like happy with what I had seen.
I will definitely agree with that.
Like I left feeling discouraged and upset, and I was like, that was way too real. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah. Because
that is actually going on right now.
You can blame George Lucas for that. You can. It's the Empire Strikes Back syndrome. It's the second movie of the franchise has to be soul crushing.
I really, and I know that they don't owe the audience anything. Movies, whatever. I just personally would have really liked to see a movie where, you know, maybe instead of terrorism, we defaulted to, oh, there's this really big ancient magical creature that's about to go berserk. We have to find a way to pacify, or, you know, something like that lets you cater to escapism rather than more misery.
Yeah. And I agree. I go to movies to be entertained, and I'm with you. If I go to a movie, and escapism has a lot to do with it. If I go to a movie, like, okay, have you guys seen Children of Men?
No.
Okay.
No.
Children of Men is, by all accounts, probably one of the most beautiful, best movies ever made. But when you get done watching it, you're suicidal. It is so depressing. It's just like, you watch it and you're like, we're not going to make it as a species. That's the mood when you're done. Like, why? You know, it's an existential crisis in a can. And yeah, and so visually though, like visually, I'll watch it every now and then, and I love the acting in it. It is Clive Owen's magnum opus. But it's such a hard watch. It's such a hard watch.
It's like, the way I see it, there's definitely a place and time for social commentary and those very deep, thought-provoking films. Mm-hmm. Like, introspection and that sort of thing is very important. But a Harry Potter franchise is not the place for it. Mm-hmm. And it upset me because I just wanted to see cute dragons and little twig critters and moles that steal jewelry. Like,
I thought it was a platypus.
That's what I wanted to see.
It was a platypus, wasn't it?
Platypus, like, yeah. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, you don't want to be smacked with the news when you go to the movies. Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I'm going to see the third one. Like, I don't know if I'll see it at all. I'll wait until some reviews come out. And if it's just more like dark, depressing type stuff, I probably won't watch it.
Well, did I tell you guys the Harry Potter story for our family?
Maybe? I don't know.
So Joy took me to go see the movie when the movie came out. And I was like, what is this crap? Like, I hated the movie. Hated. Hated it, hated it, hated it, hated it. And I hated the second movie. I'm like going, this is unwatchable dog poo. How is this movie? Like, what is, what is this? I don't get it. So I started reading the books, and I loved the books. The movies are so inferior. It's not even funny, especially the later movies. And interesting enough, the only Harry Potter movie I liked is the third one, which was also directed by the same director as Children of Men.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and it's the darkest of the Harry Potter movies, okay, but they're not good movies. They're not good movies. They are horrible movies. But I fell in love with the books. So now I go and I watch them almost as like just like like an obligation. I don't know how to say it. But I don't enjoy any of the movies at all. I own them. My kids watch them. My kids love them. My wife watches them. I hate them. I've never rewatched a single Harry Potter film ever. I've sat through them. I've endured them.
I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry.
But
that's valid though.
Yeah, I've never watched a Harry Potter film, and I think there's good acting. Don't get me wrong. I think Emma Watson is amazing. I think Daniel Radcliffe is amazing. David Tennant. Look at all the stars that have been there. So I'm not besmirching.
David Tennant.
I'm not besmirching anything. And I'm not besmirching directors either. Do you know how hard it is to shove like a 400-page novel into like a 50-page script? It's like an act of futility almost. I mean, how many movies based on book were better than the book?
2. I can think of 2.
Which ones?
The first one is How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that was a book.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then the second, I don't remember what the second is off the top of my head. I just know that there's another one. Howl's Moving Castle. That's right. Howl's Moving Castle by Studio Ghibli.
Didn't know that was a book.
Neither of those, and I've read the books for both. Neither of those are even remotely similar to the books at all, beyond taking core concept and main characters and then putting their own spin on them. And I feel like personally, because they did that, it allows you to treat them as 2 separate pieces of media, and it actually allows you to completely enjoy the movie because you're not missing anything from the book. It's a different story. It's a different universe, almost. It's just the same
That's kind of how I feel about Coraline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, the books and the movie are both fantastic for both of those franchises. Whereas, like, with just about any other movie that's been based off a book, you always leave feeling dissatisfied because it's not what you imagined. They got parts of the story wrong or they left stuff out.
Yeah.
Like, you can't please an audience with something that's been imagined with theater of the mind first.
Right.
Or if you do, it's like very, very difficult to pull off.
Yeah. I feel the same way about Blade Runner. I think Blade Runner is a far superior film than the book. Like, and as a matter of fact, I don't even think Blade Runner was a book. I think it was a short story by Philip K. Dick. And Philip K. Dick was a weird cat. Matter of fact, I'm trying to think of my favorite Philip. Anyway, yeah, the movie was a million times better than the story. And even with like A Scanner Darkly, just a way better film than book. I don't know, but I think most of the time, if there's a good book like Dune, I think it's almost impossible to make a good movie of a good book. Now Dune was pretty dope though. And you know what? I think some people got close with like if Game of Thrones had been a finished series before they made the TV shows, there's a really good chance that Game of Thrones would have lasted longer as a franchise, as some like a culturally significant piece of media. I think what we got though was, a bunch of show writers that just could not stick the landing, and didn't even try, almost really. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, I go to Harry Potter movies because it's almost like something we did. Oh, and I should say this, like, when we would go on road trips and things like that, our favorite thing to do was to listen to the Jim Dale narration of the Harry Potter books. So it's almost just like it's like a nostalgia trip for our whole family. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's almost just like a family thing. Like Harry Potter is a family thing. It's something we all enjoy, and it's something we all do. And that's pretty rare as a family. Like I don't think there's anything that my family, like that, my brothers and my parents, that we all do together that we all enjoy. I don't think there's a single thing. And most of that's probably because I'm a giant nerd and I hate sports, and my entire family is just like a family full of jocks that love sports. So I'm the spoiler shrimp in that batch, but anyway. It's rare. It's a rare thing. So we're going. We're going to go and we're going to watch it. And I hope it's better than the last one. I really I liked the first Fantastic Beasts a lot, because I felt like it was the first Harry Potter movie that was written to be a movie and not a book, and it told way more of the story in the film, whereas like the Harry Potter books were just a very abridged, a Band-Aid abridged version to the books, and I didn't enjoy the parts that they put in, and I wanted to see the parts they left out. So anyway, so I'm hopeful. I'm hoping I like it. We'll see. We'll see. I went way dark with these scales. Let's flip it. No, it's okay. Well, guys, it's 5:08. This is our longest.
It is.
It's our longest show. We need to wrap it up. Yeah. So, what do we got going on? I'm working on this right now because I just want to have this basically wrapped up and done so I can finish my digital painting class. But I think after this, we're going to be doing a lot of Death Watch. I see a lot of Death Watch in the future. Yeah. Because that deadline's coming up, and I got to get it done. So next week, most likely Death Watch. And if you came expecting to get Death Watch and you got Turtles, I apologize. But you always put out the fire closest to you. And this fire's been burning way too long. So I'm going to extinguish it.
Good for you.
Yeah. It feels so good to get like a big project done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got Harley done. I told you guys that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was finally. And then after I get this done, it's commissions. And then I'm caught up. So.
Nice.
And that never happens. Chad's never caught up. Remember the anxiety chart that we all looked at before the start of the stream?
Yep.
Right
on. Okie doke, folks. So, we're going to sign off?
Yep.
Alrighty. Do you want to say goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye, guys. It's been a pleasure, as always.
We will see you for the last time next week.
No, we'll have to make sure that we do like reunion shows, or we crash each other's streams. We can't leave it like that.
Fair enough.
I hate endings. What was the author that said all endings are a foreshadowing of the final parting? I think it was Charles Dickens. That shook me.
That sounds like a Dickens thing to say.
Yep. All farewells are a foreshadowing of death, of the final farewell. I'm like, oh, that's... So we don't say goodbye.
That's depressing.
That is depressing. We don't say goodbye.
Yeah, that's some real depresso espresso right there.
Yeah. So we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Everyone be good. We'll tune in next Friday. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.